Welcome to Light Up Your Potential. Adele Landauer leads you on this exciting journey to find and unlock all the potential in your life.
If your wall is this high and your desire for change is only this much or even this much, you're still going to have this much of a wall left. The men asking me about the clocks, they were the Stasi. Of course, during this Cold War, it was forbidden to watch TV channels from West Germany. They go around with a smiling face, kindly asking every child, dots or dashes? They were there to gather information from the children. And as a child, I could only answer honestly, the clock I saw had dashes. Next thing I knew, I was standing before my fearful parents being asked why I publicly said that we are watching forbidden TV channels from West Germany. I was 5. How was I supposed to know? A year later, I told my class about an evil criminal. His name was Mickey Mouse. He was quick and clever, honest, and an all-around good guy. My father yelled at me. How could I be so stupid? How could I again publicly admit that we are watching forbidden TV channels from West Germany? At home, we talked about it, but outside it was forbidden. Why? For a long time, I felt cut off from myself, afraid to trust myself, to be myself. I had built a wall around me. And it took many years for me to recognize it and to tear it down. Germans are not only specialists for walls, we are also specialists for contradictions. How can a nation like Germany produce a divine musician like Beethoven and a tyrant like Hitler? But as we know, Germany is not only the land of classical music, philosophy and art. Germany is also the land of Hitler and Auschwitz. The highly cultured nation of Germany descended to the level of utmost barbarism. And after this hellish war, the contradictions in Germany continued. Now came the division of the country. Communism and capitalism side by side in one single country. And the crucible of this conflict, a divided Berlin. The Allies were dropping bombs as enemies. Now they were saving her life by delivering food as friends. When I became a teenager, when I finished school, got my first job, this wall was always there. And I was there this very day when the wall was torn down. If you had been there on this incredible night, the night when Berlin suddenly exploded from captivity, then you would have felt as I did, emotions you would remember for a lifetime. It was not only that the Berlin Wall broke down externally. Millions of people were able to tear down their own walls inside themselves. All the ideas they had about life, work, politics, culture, society, on both sides of the wall, they were able to tear them down in one moment. Germany is proof of the unending possibilities of change. If Germany can change, everyone can. What is tearing you apart on the inside? What are you ashamed of on the inside, but pretend to be proud of on the outside? What other contradictions are in your life? And all these contradictions are indicators for a wall you have built around you. And now, look ahead of you. What is this wall in front of you? Is it an emotional wall? Is it a job wall? A relationship wall? A leave me alone wall? Or did you wall your partner in? My wall was solid and high, but I beat it. I tore it down, and you can too. I have seen what can happen overnight. And I learned from the fall of the Berlin Wall that every wall, no matter how high or impenetrable, can be torn down. It takes 6 steps. The 6 Ds, I call it. Our first step is desire. This is how it begins. Your desire for change has to be stronger than any desire for certainty or comfort you have. If your desire for change is higher than any wall you have, the amount of positive change you will experience is endless. On screen, I was a baroness. Off screen, I was unable to express what was important to me. Enough was enough. I had to stop this game. I truly and deeply wanted to tear down my wall. I wanted to stand up for what I thought, what I felt. I wanted to be myself. The wall is almost down now. We have one more step to go, one more D, deliverance. Take it, embrace it. You have delivered yourself into freedom. Now you must embrace your full potential. It's always the same when a wall breaks down. Joy comes back. This impulse is so strong and so powerful that you don't ask, is it useful, helpful, profitable? You just go with the flow and nothing can stop you anymore. Do you remember the last Soccer World Cup? The same nation that has invaded its neighbors twice in the last century received the nations of the world in a very touching way. A time to make friends was more than a slogan for this tournament. And once, where the Berlin Wall stood, there were giant screens for every fan from every nation to watch the games with the fans. When a goal was scored, everyone cheered, throwing up their hands in celebration, and all the beer rained down on me. I stunk like a sailor on shore leave. But it didn't matter. We all laughed together, and it became very clear to me. These were not the old German sentiments. This was a giant party with a lot of friends. All the other nations were able to tear down their own walls, their preconceptions they had about us, as they saw us overcoming our own contradictions that have haunted us as a nation for too long. Upon the ruins of our past, we have the chance to build a new conscience, a conscience that is more clear, more radical, because it has seen the depth of the utmost guilt. Let us pray that everywhere in the world, enemies turn into friends and bombs into food and candy. Beyond everything, if Germany can move away from a hated enemy to a place where friends from all over the world can gather and celebrate together, then what can you change? If you can take the first step, that step towards tearing down your wall, then what can you change? Whatever you want. So, face your contradictions, tear down your walls, light up your potential, live your life fully, and enjoy it. Thank you very much.